Hello everyone, myself Dr. Vipul Patel from Dr. Subhas Technical Campus. Again we are meeting here for this new topic of the production technology. In today's session we will discuss about the single point cutting tool geometry and what is the importance of orthogonal and oblique cutting. In today's lecture we will discuss about the single point cutting tool and its nomenclature, definition of these different angles, nose, shank, flank, etc., and what is the importance of the orthogonal and oblique cutting. So in today's lecture you can see in the slide from the chapter number 1, metal cutting, and topic is tool geometry and orthogonal and oblique cutting. Tool geometry, elements of single point cutting tool. We can say that geometry of an orthogonal and oblique cutting tool. So first of all you can see the figure, that is elements of single point cutting tool. So with the use of the figure you can easily understand how what is the different elements and its importance of the single point cutting tool. See, single point cutting tool is a tool that can have to perform several operations like turning, facing, or we can say that producing flat surfaces on a lathe machine with the use of different operations. Also we can use it in the shaper planer machine also. So today we are going to study definitions, types, geometry, angle nomenclature of the single point cutting tool. So let us start single point cutting tool definition. This tool consists of a shaft cutting part called its point and the shank. So the point of the tool is bounded by the face and the base, we can say that. As we know, we perform several operations on the lathe machines like turning, facing with the use of the single point cutting tool. Design and fabrications are very easy for this tool. This tool can be made at a very cheaper rate as compared to the others. Right, all the views of the single point cutting tool that you can see in the slide. There are only two types of cutting tool that we have already discussed in the previous video: single point and multi point cutting tool. So in the single point cutting tool, one cutting point or a tip is available, and we can give the example for the single point cutting tool, that is a lathe machine, planing machine, shaping machine, etc. Right, and for multi-point cutting tool we can give the example milling cutter, grinding wheel, drilling tool, etc. So we have already discussed which are the materials that we are using for the single point cutting tool, that high carbon steel, high speed steel, ceramics, diamonds, cemented carbide, etc. Right. So single point cutting tool geometry, or we can say nomenclature: shank, flank, face, heel, nose radius, different cutting edges that you can see in the figure, right? Different angles are also there, and with the use of this figure you can easily understand what is the difference between the angles which you can see in this slide: side cutting edge angle, and cutting edge angle, side relief angle, end relief angle, back rack angle, side rack angle also you can see in the figure. What is shank? First of all, tell me. This is the main body of the tool. The shank is used to hold the tool, that is shank. What is flank? Surface or surface below and adjacent to the cutting edge is called flank of the tool, right? Then face of the tool, the surface on which the chips slide is called face of the tool. Heel, it is the intersection of the flank and the base of the tool, or it is covered portions of the bottom of the tool, we can say. What is nose of the tool? It is the point where the side cutting edge and end cutting edge intersects. What is nose radius? The nose radius will provide a long life and also good surface finish with it a sharp point on the nose, right? Then cutting edge, it is the edge on the face of the tool which removes the material from the workpiece the tool cutting edge consists of a side cutting, or we can say major cutting and cutting edge, right? Now angle. First of all, side cutting edge angle. This is or the angle is known as the lead angle, we can say. Side cutting edge angle is a lead angle. Why? Because this angle also known as the lead angle, because this is the angle between the side cutting edge and side of the tool shank. That's why it is side cutting edge angle. End cutting edge angle. This is the angle between the end cutting edge and a line normal to the tool shank. In between this angle will produce, it is known as a end cutting edge angle, right? Then now side relief angle. It is the angle between the portion of the side flank immediately below the side of the cutting edge, right? And line perpendicular to the base of the tool and measured at a right angle of the end flank. Now end relief angle. It is the angle between the portion of the end flank immediately below the end cutting edge and a line perpendicular to the base of the cutting tool and measured at a right angle to the end flank. Now what is the importance of back rack angle? It is the angle between the tool face and the line parallel to the base of the tool and measured in a plane perpendicular to the side cutting edge. The back rack angle is also positive if the side cutting edge slopes downwards from the point towards the shank, and the back rack angle is negative if the slope is side cutting edge is reverse. Back rack angle. Now side rack angle. It is the angle between the tool face and the line parallel to the base of the tool and measured in a plane perpendicular to the base and the side cutting edge. The side rack angle is also negative if the slope is towards the cutting edge, and the side rack angle is positive if the slope is away from the cutting edge. You have to remember this, both the conditions. When it will be positive, the side rack angle is positive if the slope is away from the cutting edge, and side rack angle is negative if the slope is toward the cutting edge. The main advantages of the single point cutting tool, we can say it is very easy in design and fabrication, and another advantage is this tool is a little cheaper in price compared to the multi-point cutting tool, right? Disadvantage of the single point cutting tool, there is having a little high tool wear rate also. Tool life is very shorter, low metal removal rate, and low productive, right? Now application of the single point cutting tool, that is used in several machines for producing a flat surfaces like lathe, shaper, planer, etc. Understand? So this is the single point cutting tool, we can say. Now orthogonal and oblique cutting. Orthogonal and oblique cutting. See, I hope you can understand with the use of the figure. This one is orthogonal cutting. With the use of this cutting tool, how we are performing different operation with the use of the different metal cutting, different metal cutting machines, right? So you can see that orthogonal cutting. In this figure you can see the oblique cutting. So I hope you understand what is the difference between orthogonal and oblique cutting with the use of the figure, right? So I hope you can understand. We can say that basically the basic and main difference between the orthogonal and oblique cutting is that in orthogonal cutting, the cutting edge of the tool is perpendicular to the direction of the motion, but in oblique cutting, the cutting edge makes an angle with the direction of the motion. You can see over here. Another way to look at this, at it is that orthographic projections, the projectile lines intersect the plane being projected onto at a perpendicular angle. Whereas in oblique projection, those lines from the oblique angles with the projections, or we can say non-right angles. See, in orthogonal cutting, only two components of the force considered, cutting force and thrust force, which can be represented by 2D coordinate system, while in oblique cutting, three components of the force are considered. Right? Cutting force, thrust force, and radial force, which cannot represent by in the 2D coordination, if we are discussing this orthogonal and oblique cutting on the basis of orthographic projections. Right? In orthogonal cutting, the chip flow over the tool, while in oblique cutting, chips flow along the sideways. So in orthogonal cutting, the shear force act per unit area is high, which increases the heat developed per unit area, while in oblique cutting, the shear force per unit area is very low. We can say that, and which decrease heat developed per unit area, hence increase in the tool life. In orthogonal cutting, the cutting edge is longer than the width of the cut, whereas in oblique cutting, the cutting edge may or may not be is longer than the width of the cut. Right? So this is the main difference between orthogonal and oblique cutting. Thank you.